Welcome to Chatter Gang, a pod about the magic and the gathering. I'm host Beacon, but you can call me Jose. And today we have, I've realized that I've started a new trend for myself. I want to interview all the Mono Black Meanies. And I think today, if we were to compare the Mono Black Meanies to the NWO, we have the Big Daddy Cool Kevin Nash here today, the coolest dude in the group. Sorry, the rest of Mono Black Meanies. He really is a cowboy who's a pretty boy, and he knows it. Today we have Ballistic MTG. Ballistic, welcome in.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I think that was the perfect introduction. So I love it.
Yeah, I knew. I try to do a little bit of. I try to get a little bit of knowledge searching,
Yeah, I
and
think you hit me spot on right there. That was a
yep.
perfect explanation to me. So
Perfect. I love it. I love it. And I do just from looking at a bunch of your stuff, I can tell that you're confident. And I think that's something that some people may look at like as a negative, but I think it's a huge positive because you
no,
are very confident in who you are. You're very confident in yourself and like you carry yourself with that. And it's something that I respect greatly. So I just want to start off by letting you know that I think that's a wonderful attribute of yours.
no, thank you. I appreciate it.
No problem, no problem. But let's start off with the hardest question of the day. Tell us about yourself.
Yeah, so I'm Ballistic, Ballistic MTG on all social medias, a part of the Mono Black Meanies. I love playing Mono Black, kind of salty decks. Yeah, like you said, I'm a cowboy, pretty boy at the same time. But yeah, that's pretty much about it.
Yeah, you say that's about it, but something that I've noticed about you is
Mm.
that you say you're a mono black meanie, but I feel like, and again, no offense to the rest of mono black meanies, but like when I think of mono black meanies, you're one of the first ones I think of.
Oh,
So
thank you.
what drew you to play? Well, let's actually start even a little further back than that. What drew you
Yeah.
to Magic in the first place?
My cousin actually got me into Magic around probably like 2000, 2001. I was like 10, 11 years old. And he moved across the street from me. I grew up in Dixon in Northern California. And small town, nothing really to do. So we'd always hang out. And he had like a box of cards and stuff like that. I seen actually a book. So I've always liked like Greek god type stuff, angels, demons, Egyptian things. And the Magic the Gathering back of the card was the front of the book. And I saw it and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And so he started teaching me about Magic. He'd just bring cards over. We'd play standard. That's all we had at the time, pretty much. And yeah, that's how I got into it. And then I saw swamps, and I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. And a lot of those cards just really drew my attention. So I've been playing Mono Black since then, actually.
That's really amazing that it's stuck for so long. I feel like when we're young and we get older, we change a lot, right? But you've been pretty
Yeah.
consistent from what it sounds like.
Oh yeah.
Uh, and so when you started playing Magic all that time ago to where we are now, how do you feel about how Magic has changed? Like we've had new like Commander is new in comparison to when you started. And there's a whole bunch of other formats that have kind of ebbed and flowed through that time. So like what is your vision of how or your view of how Magic has gone from when you started to today? And do you feel like that was a positive? Obviously you're still here, so I would imagine so, but like what are your feelings about it through the years?
It's like a love-hate kind of thing. So I love how it's grown. Back in the day, it's like, even to LGSs, people didn't really play Magic that much or wasn't open to it like how people are now. Now it's like almost like the cool thing if you don't play Magic. Like everyone I talk to, like, oh yeah, I've heard of it or at least played it. The progression of it, I love. I love how they have all these universes beyond getting people in to Magic,
Mhm.
through Marvel, all these different sets, Sony, the recent one for the Secret Layer. But at the same time, like I like the old Magic where we have demons, gods, angels, elves, things like that. I'm not hating on Spider-Man and stuff, but Spider-Man, Furby, I don't know why it's in here, but
Okay.
but yeah, so it's like a love-hate kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, so as it comes to the universes beyond, are you staunchly against the universes beyond? Or are you just like it's not for me? Like what are your feelings on that?
So some of them are for me. I love some of them. I'm real big with the art in Magic. I love the
Mhm,
different arts, the artists, all that kind of stuff. I bought the Iron Maiden one. Love
mhm,
that. It still kind of sticks to the theme of Magic with all the skeletons and stuff like
yeah.
that. But yeah, same thing. It's like a love hate. I love how the secret layers or the universes beyond are bringing new players in, more players and everything.
Mhm,
But I kind of don't like it because now we have this random, feels like Fortnite kind of thing going on and it brings in a lot of like, to me, scalpers, and it's raising up the prices for us actual players that just want to play. We're not collectors, we just play. We like the game. That's kind of where I stand with.
And something that I find, we'll say interesting is the word, is are you into sneakers? Let me ask that. Are you into sneakers?
No, I wear
No?
cowboy boots, so
You wear cowboy boots?
yeah.
That plays. So I'm kind of a sneakerhead. I'm not like
Okay.
the big sneakerhead, but it's a situation that you saw in sneakers
Hmm.
in like in the 2010s, right? Sneakers became popular,
Oh
super
yeah,
super popular to the point where they started getting scalped for like double, triple, quadruple, impossible to pick up. Same things
yeah,
happening with Pokemon. Same things happening with Magic now. It's one of those things where it's very annoying, but and this and don't hear what I'm not saying when I say this, it says that the game is popular enough
oh
that they
yeah,
want to do it. So I will say that that part is a positive. It's super
yeah.
annoying, super super annoying, but I'm glad that there's enough popularity that it's something people want to do.
Oh yeah, and that's how I feel too. Like like you said, it is annoying that we can't get product or the product's just so expensive. You're just like, I'm not paying $1,000 for a collector's box.
Yeah,
I remember when they're 250, 300, and you're like, okay, I'll get a collector's box, do this, get all the cool cards, nice stuff. But it is nice too that these universes beyond have made Magic popular, like you said.
yeah,
Brings a lot of new players. A lot of people see it now. Like Magic is known. Like, I tell people now, it's like, oh yeah, I play Magic. I don't even have to say Magic the Gathering. I play Magic, and they're like, oh, that's cool. And we start a conversation off of it. Before you say I play Magic, they're like, oh, you're like a magician. You pull a rabbit out your hat or what? Like, you know. So people know Magic. It's known everywhere now, and I like
yeah.
that.
And speaking of knowing Magic, you're someone who also, when I think of like a Magic Con, I know you've gone to quite a bit of them because a lot of them have been closer to you.
Yeah.
Because if there's one thing Wizards loves, it's Vegas, apparently.
Oh yeah.
Don't blame them. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But you've been to how many Magic Cons have you been to so far?
Magic cons themselves,
Mhm.
shoot, it's like about 5 or 6, I think. I
Okay.
try to go
Did
to
you go to
almost every
GPs?
one a year. Which one?
Did you go to GPs, the old Grand Prix,
I
Grand Prix?
didn't. No, I didn't start going to Magic cons and things like that, like different conventions, till about 4 years ago. I never went
Okay.
to any GPs or anything. Would have been
And you're
cool,
doing,
but
and you already went to 5 or 6? Wow, that's incredible.
yeah, I pretty much go to every one each year.
So, talk to me about when was your first one that you went to?
My first one was in Vegas, and that was what released? Wilds of Eldraine, I think. Yeah,
So
so maybe like
23?
yeah, so like 2, 3 years ago then I think. Yeah. That's when I
So
started.
how have you seen MagicCon change? Because like you said, like Magic is more in the eye than it has
Yeah.
been before. So what changes have you seen as it comes to MagicCon as a veteran of MagicCon?
It has grown massively. So when I went to Vegas, it was like you said, Wizards loves going to Vegas. It's always one of the biggest ones of the year or the biggest. At the time when Wilds of the Drain came, it was like, oh, I forgot how many people there, and it was the biggest at the time. Speed it up just to this last year in Vegas when they had Final Fantasy, it was double, triple the size. Like
Crazy.
it's massively grown. Even when I went to Atlanta, like, there's a lot of people there, Chicago, all of them have grown exponentially over the time. So it's really nice to see that too. More people are coming out. You get to see more people, all the people playing together, all the vendors, tons of vendors now and stuff. So it's really nice to see it grow like that.
It's it is so interesting. I went to my first one in Atlanta. Um,
Okay.
and Saturday was the craziest day of possibly anything I've ever done that
Yeah.
was not, from Northeast Ohio, the Cavs celebration parade in 2016, because there was like 1.6 million people here. Like nothing's ever gonna that I go to will probably ever beat that. But
Mm.
just as it comes to the small confined space that we were,
Yeah.
it felt so crazy. So was the Vegas this year the biggest one, or was Atlanta the biggest one this year for you?
I'd
Because that
say
felt like it was
Vegas
crazy.
for sure. Yeah,
Vegas
Vegas
still.
for sure. This one, out of all the ones I've ever been to, Vegas this year was the biggest one. That thing was packed beyond belief.
Yeah, Final Fantasy probably helps that a lot too,
Oh
so
yeah,
that
definitely.
probably makes sense. But as it comes to MagicCon Atlanta, that was one of the first times that you had, if I remember correctly, it was the most Mono Black Meanies you've had in one location at the same time, correct?
Yeah, yeah,
So
correct.
So can you talk to I brought it up a little bit in the intro, but can you talk to us about the Mono Black Meanies and your part in that and how it came about?
Yeah, so I joined the Mono Black Meanies, what, 2 years ago? And yeah, it was just I was kind of starting off getting big in my content creating and stuff like that. I met a couple people. They asked me, they saw my Mono Black decks. Like I have three of them that I bring everywhere with me. So they obviously knew I loved it. And they're like, oh, you should join this group. It's called the Mono Black Meanies. They're like, just reach out to Danny. So I reached out to Danny, talked to him, got to know him and stuff. And we only had about, I want to say, five, six people at the time. So semi small. And yeah, I ended up getting in. He liked me and everything, so we went from there. And now we're at, I think there's 16 to 18 of us.
Yeah, you
So
gotta start
we,
turning people away now.
yeah, and so we have like an application thing now. So it's like we can only do so many a year because we don't want to go too fast because we like to keep not small, but
Yeah,
we like to be able to do stuff with each other and like provide different
yeah,
things for us. So
yeah.
it's
I
nice.
don't. Were you a wrestling fan growing up? I feel like everyone was in the '90s, but were you?
Yeah, I was into it a little bit. I didn't
Okay.
like watch it too much. My older brother actually watched it, so
Your
I'd
brother
watch
was.
it with him and stuff. Yeah.
So when I say you all are the NWO, I don't mean that you're going to grow out of control and then fall apart because no one knows what they're doing anymore.
No,
That
no, no.
but you do fit the aesthetic at the very least, right?
Yeah.
So, but the Mono Black Meanies is such an interesting group to me because, I think oftentimes people don't want to be considered quote unquote meanie. And none of you are mean. All of
Mm,
you are wonderful people. You're
yeah.
fantastic. I love every single one of you. We had Haley on previously, and
Nice.
Haley is just the sweetest of people, but will
She's
rip your heart
great.
out in the middle of the game.
Oh
So
yeah.
so, what is it about being a mono black meanie that means so much to you? Because I know, like I said, for you, when I think of mono black meanies, you're one of the first ones I think of, and I think it's because you wear it, like you wear it on your like your heart, you wear it on your sleeve, like it is you. So why is it so? Why does it mean so much to you?
It means so much to me just because, like I said, I started off playing Mono Black, and so it's always been my favorite color. No matter what, through all these years, I stuck to Mono Black, and what drew my attention is like our logo is like almost like a biker theme. Love
Hmm.
Sons of Anarchy, stuff like that. So it really drew my attention. But then also like our biggest quote is like our decks are mean, but we're the nicest people in the world. Like
For
we'll
real.
give the shirt off our back to you, but yeah, if you play us in Magic, might hurt your feelings. But
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, so we play salty decks, things like that. But our biggest thing, I don't know what we do, but we always target each other. If we have more than one meanie in the game, it's like we have to take out the first meanie, and then we can start dealing with the table.
It's like a
So
Highlander thing.
it kind of is, yeah. So every game I've played with all of us, we always do that. So it's real fun. We're a great group of people. Like I said, we'll give the shirt off our backs to you.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, we're here for the community. We kind of look as like a protector kind of thing. Stuff happens.
yeah,
People always hit us up. They're like, "Hey, this is going on. I don't know how to deal with it, and we're there for you."
yeah. Well,
So, and I
let me.
love
So I want to expand on that in a minute because I think that's a beautiful thing. But the I have to ask a question about the targeting each other. What do you do when it's a four-person mono black mini pod?
that. Oh, I play braids, and it hits everybody. So yeah.
You're like, I'm not even here to win. I'm just here to hurt you.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. We do stuff
That's
like
amazing.
that. Either that, or if we're playing with Danny, it's always, "Oh, we got to take Danny out first." So
You know what? That's fair. That's probably fair.
yeah.
So you talk about wanting to being willing to give the shirt off your back and trying to do good. So what does the community as it comes to Magic mean to you?
Community is everything. I mean, that's kind of like what keeps me into Magic is how friendly and diverse the groups of Magic players are. We have all walks of life. Like we have literally any one type of person you could think of plays Magic, and we come together, and it's just like we're all the same person. And I love that how one game can just bring people together, no matter what's going on in the world right now and all that. Like we're just we're just here to play Magic, and I love that.
Yeah, that's a huge thing, and I know as it comes to content creation, I haven't been doing it for long, and I haven't really been in the wider Magic space outside of my own
Mhm.
community. But the you have been really kind to me, even when you are a very popular person. Like a whole lot of people want to be in your space, and I appreciate that you're still like thoughtful and like checking in and
Yeah.
trying to be a positive force. So one thing I also do want to ask is how do you deal with so many people wanting to see you all the time and talk to you all the time? Does it feel overwhelming?
At times, yes. So at first, when I first started off, like, because I'm actually a really quiet type of shy dude, like usually always just hanging out, quiet. I have a real low tone. But yeah, it does get overwhelming over time. I remember when it first started, like in the Mono Black Meanies, and more people knew me, going to conventions and me wearing my shirt, or they see my playmat and they come up, and it's like I try to get to everybody. Like I've been there. I know how it is starting off, or when you see one of your favorite Magic creators, stuff like that, you want to see them. And I just want to say too, like if anyone ever sees me at conventions, don't feel shy or like you're bothering me. Come up, say hi. Like I don't care what I'm doing. Like I'm there for you. But yeah, it does get overwhelming over time sometimes. I remember Vegas was super busy. I was trying to eat, and one of my buddies, I brought him some food, and he was like, "Oh, thanks, Ballistic." And I have my food, and I'm just trying to eat it, and all of a sudden, people start coming up. They're like, "Oh, can I take a picture with you? Could you sign this?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then my food got cold, but it's okay. But yeah, no,
Oh,
I'm there for the people, you know. So I love interacting with people, getting their viewpoints of like how they see Mono Black, stuff like that. Yeah, I actually really like it. So
yeah. One thing I will say, and shout out to another meanie, Kilala. She did this series where she talks to people about when's a good time to meet up with creators.
yeah.
Don't do it while they're eating. Let them
Yeah,
eat.
no, yeah, eat food. Some of us get a little hangry, but no, I run off energy and stuff, so it's like it doesn't matter what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I've had like restaurants when we're eating out at cons come up to me and it's like I'm totally fine with that. I'm not gonna turn you down or anything. Like if you see me out, you want to talk to me, you want a picture, sign something, whatever, I'll do it for you. Like I have no problem with that at all. I'll stop what I'm doing for you.
Awesome. I love that. I really do love that. And I think that's something I learned at Atlanta. And shout out Sullivan the Monster. He was the one who pointed me to the fact that like we're all here playing Magic and we're all nerds. Like just
Yeah.
go up and talk to people, say hi.
Yep.
Um, like don't be weird about it. Like
Yeah.
don't be like hugging up on people that you don't know and whatnot. But it's okay to be like, hey, it's nice to meet you, blase blase.
Yeah.
Because generally speaking, the community is really nice. Maybe they're hangry, that happens, but
Yeah.
generally speaking, the community is really nice.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, going back to what you said about like, personal space kind of thing. I'm totally open with all that. If you want to hug me, that's cool. But yeah, just some creators and stuff, just watch it. Some of them, it's a little bit more temperamental, what going on, whatever.
Yeah,
Just ask things like that. But with me, I'm an open book, dude. Like, come up, say hi, hug me,
love that.
whatever.
I love that. So speaking of open books,
Mhm.
we're I this is a bad segue. I'm gonna do it anyway.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
one of your the what it looks like to me is the meme that popped it off because you're really good at memes, by the way.
Thank you.
Really,
Thank
really
you.
good at is back in 2024, the one of Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Well, pardon me, young man, and excuse the shit out of my goddamn French, but did you just threaten me?
Okay.
When someone leaves untapped blue mana and passes the turn.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Did you just threaten me?
Yeah.
Uh, like 27,000. Was that the moment you were 27,000 likes? Was that the moment you were like, oh,
Yeah,
or
it
was
kinda, like, popped off, and I was like, I didn't expect that. Like, I did content, and I like just making people laugh, having a good
yeah,
time. So I just did it because of that, I don't show my face too often. I was kinda like the ghost of MTG. People didn't even know what I looked like for the longest time.
yeah,
So yeah, but I just want to make people laugh. And when I seen that happen, I was just like, oh wow, like people actually like and see my stuff. And sometimes times are hard for people, things like that. Sometimes we just need a laugh. And that's why I keep doing, I think, the meme side of everything and not just go into like content creating, showing you the new secret layer, new drops, things like that. It's like I want to make your day. I want to make you happy. I want to make you laugh. Like you could be having a bad day, scrolling through Instagram, see one of my memes. It's funny to you. You laugh. You put a smile on your face. And to me, that then I did my job.
awesome. Do you have a favorite one you've done?
It's one of my favorite, but then also it's one of my biggest ones. So I did one. It has Post Malone and Theo Vaughn,
I don't want to do that, but I have to. You understand?
Hey, rules are
Rules
rules,
are
dude.
rules, dude.
Yeah.
You gotta.
and it was like when I first built my winter deck. It's the one where you discard cards. I can't forget what it is. But it reduces everyone's hand size by whatever you have.
Oh yeah,
Um,
the Jund Winter.
yeah, I got almost 1 million views on that one, but for some reason that was like my favorite one because people hated that winter deck when I had it because it was just
Hmm.
like I almost locked the board out. Like no one has hand sizes. I'm still running Grave Pack Braves and all that stuff in there. Can't play creatures, and people are just like, I hate this. I'm like, well, it's not my fault. Like I'm just doing what the card says. Like So yeah, I think that was one of my favorite ones so far, and then
That's
all my
fine.
mono black stuff. So
Yeah, yeah, of course. That makes a lot of sense as it comes to people really do hate not being able to have a hand. I think of
oh
all the
yeah,
things people don't
yeah.
like not having. They don't like
Yeah.
not having cards in their hand, right?
Yeah,
Um,
denial people definitely hate. So
yeah. Yeah, it's something that is definitely a touchy subject for people when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
Also, it's land destruction, but we don't want to get canceled for talking about land destruction. So
Oh
we'll
yeah,
we'll, we'll leave that to this. Are you a land destruction person?
I am. I have two land destruction.
No. Ooh, okay. Tell me about these. Tell me about these.
Yeah, so I have what is it? Soul Windgrace, the Planeswalker, Lord of Windgrace, the Planeswalker one.
Okay.
That's a
Yep. Yep. Yep.
full just land destruction deck. That's what it is. I played every land destruction card you could think of, and I have it on Mox Field, but I took it apart because no one liked playing it, and I felt bad playing it, especially like I just go to like a convention or like I go to like Command Fest around me locally. I play that and it's like I don't want people to come up and be like, "Oh, I get to play against Ballistic," and then I'm like, "Yeah, land destruction," and they're just like, "I hate this guy," you know. But and then my other deck is I built Hearthhold. So Hearthhold came when Edge of Eternities came out,
Yep.
and I actually had it as Taval first was my landfall deck because it was like graveyardy type lands. I wanted a little bit different touch on landfall. So I was like,
Yep.
okay, let me build something I could bring lands from my graveyard. And then Hearthhold came about and it's sacrificing lands. There was a lot of stuff to where I could sacrifice my lands, but it also sacrifices other people's lands or destroys their lands. And so I added that in there. And, I try not to play, but sometimes it just pops up and it's like, you know what? Let me show you what this land destruction is. So it happens here or there, but
Have you ever?
it's fun.
Hey, that's fair. Have you ever played Shatter Gang?
I haven't, no.
Okay, I feel like you would enjoy that one. I mean, okay, the peek behind the curtain. The name of this
Mhm.
podcast is based off of Chatter Fang and Shatter
Yeah,
Gang brothers. So Chatter Gang. But I feel like based on what you're saying, you would love playing Shatter Gang Bros because it's I sacrifice an artifact, everyone sacrifice. Oh, I sack a land, everyone sack a land. Oh, I sack a creature, everyone sack a creature. Like it does all the things that it sounds like you enjoy of those decks, and people will hate it still. So
yeah,
it works out
it-
well.
yeah. I love that. So that's
Yeah,
actually really good. And I love obviously from the mono black theme, but I love sacrifice, graveyard, all that kind of gameplay. That's my thing.
yeah. Do you have any suggestions for people who maybe don't play Mono Black because they have a little fear of like the life is a resource aspect of things? Do you have any
Yeah,
suggestions for those people?
yeah, just don't be scared to bring your life to one. I know people see it and their life's draining and they're like, I'm gonna, someone's gonna take me out the game. But there's been times I play Crick and I'm paying all my life going down to one, and you get just a couple spells and all of a sudden your life's going back up. And with Mono Black, you do a lot of graveyard shenanigans, sacrificing things like we were saying. There's actually a lot of life gain in black for that. So it's like you're sacrificing stuff, doing damage to people, but then you also gain life. So don't be scared to bring your life total low. You'll definitely come out of it.
Yeah, life is a resource. It is something that
Oh
you're gonna
yeah.
have to use every once in a while. So don't be afraid to use it. I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I want to ask. This is a joke, obviously, but
Mhm.
were you the biggest fan of Thunder Junction because you being a cowboy?
I actually was. I loved like a lot of people don't like Thunder Junction. I loved it. I love the set just because like for that reason. I've run the Thunder Junction lands in a lot of my decks. Yeah, I bought the Gonti precon and I'm actually working on rebuilding it again. I kept it as a precon.
That's actually
But yeah, and I'm building it because he's a cowboy and it's like a, dark mono black type theme thing. And I was like, I loved Thunder Junction. I did. I bought a lot
beautiful.
of it actually.
Do you
So
have a favorite card from Thunder Junction?
Thunder Junction, let's see. I want to say Gonti just because the way he looked.
Yeah,
But yeah, and the lands.
there were a
What else?
lot of really good cards in that set. To
There
be fair,
was. There's a lot of stuff that people like missed it. What's that one? There's a tutor. I loved all the spree stuff. So the spree stuff, a lot of people
yeah,
didn't like it. Yeah, but the spree stuff's actually really good out of there.
Yeah, a lot of
But
the
yeah,
instances are really good. Like I think bonus round came out of that one too.
mm,
Bonus round is
yeah,
really good. Vaultborn
yeah,
Tyrant is just a really genuinely good card, no matter what set it came out of.
yeah.
It just happened to be
Tiny
bonus.
bones. I love
Tiny
tiny.
Bones, yeah.
Yeah, that. Oh my god. Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
There's actually a lot more cards in there than
there
I
are
thought.
simulacrum synthesizers in that one, right?
Oh yeah.
Is there a set that you weren't a huge fan of? You've been playing for a long time, so is there one, aside from like a Universes Beyond? Because
Besides Universe Beyond, not really. Most in like in universe sets were okay. Bloomborough, I think I wasn't too big of. I bought a little bit from it. There was some cards I liked out of it, but it was just wasn't my thing. But it was a
okay,
really good set. It was a great set. Like a lot of good stuff came out of there. Don't get me wrong, but it just wasn't me. Not a animal person like that. So
oh man, you're gonna upset a lot of people by saying,
no,
oh my
I,
goodness,
I love in general. I love
I love
animals.
animals. I love animals. I swear.
Yeah, yeah. No, I have dogs. I mean, I grew up in the country, cows, all that stuff. So
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, talk to me about that too, because you said you left Thunder Junction because of the cowboy thing, and you grew up in the country. So like, how was it trying to play Magic? Like, did you have a lot of ability to play outside of with your cousin, or was it just really hard to be able to play outside of that?
it was hard starting off. So outside my cousin, I really didn't have anybody. My brother got into it a little bit. He's like 3 years younger than me. So when
Okay.
I started playing, he was still younger. Just played Pokemon stuff like that.
Mhm.
But once he got a little older and he saw me still playing, then he got into it. So we were able to play. And then just from there, like our friends coming over, seeing it, seeing the cards, and they're asking about it, I started teaching them. So we had like a little nice group of people, like, 5 to 6 people that we were able to play with. But as far as LGSs, I didn't have any LGSs around me. I'd have to drive either about 45 minutes an hour to Sacramento or towards the Bay Area. Like, so we didn't have anything really close to us to play and go like that. It's kind of funny. Me and my brother always tell this story, but we used to buy our magic cards. We'd go there and get magic cards. It was called AJ's Emporium. It was a liquor store, kind of like one-stop shop kind of thing, and they happened to have magic cards there. So that's where we would go and buy our magic packs and all that. So it was kind of funny.
That is such an interesting
Yeah,
combination.
yeah.
Like
And
I
what's
know
surprising
drinking and gambling go together, but Jesus.
Yeah, no, definitely. And what's surprising is like they had actually a lot of magic. Like almost it was almost
Really?
like going to a mini LGS, but behind the counter,
Oh,
you'd see all these boxes of magic cards. And I mean, because back then I had what is it, Siege, Ice Age, seventh edition, things
yeah.
like that. They had those packs back there. And at the time, I didn't know what this stuff was going to be worth, or I would have bought probably a lot more.
Yeah, because we're
Um,
old people. Don't forget that. We're old.
yeah, so it's like, I was paying $4 or $5 a pack, if it was something good, it's like, oh, I got $7, we'd be saving our lunch money to go try to buy another pack to see what we pull. But yeah, it was surprising how much that little store had of magic. So that's what kept us going back to it.
And so you only really got to play a little bit with the people around you. And back then
Yeah.
it was like 60 card, essentially kitchen sink for or
Mhm.
kitchen table for lack of a better term, right? There wasn't like the real formats like there are today. Uh
Yeah.
so like what did you like playing? So you liked playing black. Did you only play mono black back then, or did you dabble in multiple colors or about it?
If I did two colors, it was black and blue. I always
Oh
liked that color
man.
combination. Yeah, so that's what I started off with if it wasn't anything but mono black. A lot of the time it's stuck with mono black. But yeah, and then like you said, it's kind of like almost like just throw the kitchen sink in there.
Yeah.
We just played with what we had, and I think that's what really drew me into it because we just all
Okay.
shared cards. We had a whole box of cards, and it's like, okay, let's all build a deck, and we just shared it
Mhm.
like that, and whatever we had, we played with.
Do you currently play any other formats, or do you still play kitchen table non-commander stuff?
I play a little bit of standard with my brother. That's about it. I have done drafts. Buddy has a what is it, a vintage cube where he proxied
Oh,
everything.
okay.
So that's pretty
Nice.
cool. Actually, I played that a couple times, and that's pretty fun. I like that because that's going back to like old cards. Like they're all
Yeah.
proxies, obviously, but we're playing with
Yeah.
Black Lotus, things like that, and that's pretty cool.
Also, cubing is hard.
It is. It's very hard.
Cubing is hard. I played my first cube at Atlanta,
Okay.
and I drafted okay, but it
Mhm.
was a very like niche win con. It was like I had to do everything had to go perfect for me to be able to do what I needed to do. And then I watch other people and
Yeah.
they're like, turn two, I win. I'm like, I don't even what? How does
Oh, yeah.
how do you do this in a draft?
Yeah, no, some people are just really good at it. My little brother, that's him. He's amazing at drafts and stuff like that. He could build a deck on the fly, no problem. And kind of going into that, like deck building wise, I'll send him a commander. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna build this guy, and within like 20 minutes, he sends me a list on Moxfield. And me, I'm the total opposite. If I start going like to build a deck, I go through all my cards. I have to go through all my cards, sit there, physically look at them, put them in different piles, and go from there. I tried doing the Moxfield thing, and I'm like, I don't even know what I'm doing. Like, I can't just do it on the computer. I think I'm maybe just old school, but I need to physically see the card. Plus, I like knowing that I have the card. If I build a deck online, I'm just like, well, now I gotta go buy this stuff. I was like, let me build my decks with what I have. So
How many times I'm assuming you have a ton of cards. Like
yeah, I do.
ton from all times. How many times have you gone through your cards and found something and been like, "Oh, this is like money."
Oh, every time. So I was actually building for a stream my Sephiroth, the Demir one,
Mhm.
and I'm going through there, and I okay. So the guys don't hate me for having this unsleeved and all that. There was a one ring in there, a non-foil, but there's a one ring sitting there. But I had my foil Japanese demonic tutor sit in there. And I was like, that's for that
What?
whip. I see. Yeah, yeah. And there's tons of other stuff like, cause like I obviously I collect magic cards because I have a whole bunch of them, but I don't
Yeah.
collect them for a money wise. I collect them because I like magic. So I just throw stuff in a box. I'm a big, mono black, blue, and green player. So like those ones I know value wise. But sometimes like, my brother who'll be like, hey, I keep all my stuff separated by color. He'll be like, oh, can I get your red box and like the white one or whatever? So I give it to him and he's going through it. He's like, dude, you have money in here. And he's like, and it's just sitting there unsleeved. He's like, you need a binder. And I have binders and I'm like, I just never get to the like point of going through everything and sorting it into binders. But
So
yeah,
funny.
I don't know how many times he texted me and he was like, this is worth a lot of money. And I'm like, okay, I didn't know. But
Like it's like I just have it. Like what do you want me to do?
yeah, like I said, I collect magic to play. So
Yeah, exactly. What is so you so you found a I can't even get the words out of my
oh
mouth. You found a
yeah.
foil Japanese art demonic suit.
Yeah, it was just
I
sitting
just
there.
I just can't even.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess as a mono black meanie, that's just like normal. You just find random amazing black cards in your piles and
Oh
things.
yeah. Yeah. And like you said, like going through stuff, even not even value wise, but sometimes when I'm building a deck and I see stuff, I'm going through my cards and I'm still finding cards. I'm like, oh, this is really good. Like, I set them aside and all of a sudden my ADH brain just starts building another deck on the side. So I'll build like two decks at once. But yeah, I'm always finding different stuff through my cards as I go through and read them, things like that.
Really, really funny. I mean, but I totally get it because I have the same. I haven't gone through my commons in a long, long time, so I don't even know if there's anything that's spiked or that is. I did one time accidentally find a Scalding Tarn from a Tarsier in my
Okay.
box. So
Yeah.
like I get it. It happens. I'm just when I see the Japanese arts, I like immediately put them to the side. So I'm a little bit in shock from that.
Yeah, yeah, no, it kind of is. But yeah, no, and then like you said, like sometimes you have a bulk box, and at the time, the thing's worth $1 or less. So you're like,
Yeah.
whatever. But this format changes so much with so many sets coming in now, and standard really sets the price for different things, standard, modern, things like
Yeah.
that. So you don't know. What was it? It was some red card, I think, or I forget what it was. Oh, like Corey Steelcutter, things like that. Like I didn't
Yeah.
know it was like kind of worth money. And I had like five of them just chilling in there because at the time they came out, they were just a couple bucks or like less than $1.
Yeah.
Just all kinds of different things like that. It always goes up in price. Like things change. If the format changes in standard, like the metagame, yes, things go up. So it's hard to keep track of that unless you're an actual collector, constantly looking at card prices and stuff. It's really hard to keep track of what's going on.
Yeah. Which, by the way, if you need someone who's good for that, this is for you and for everyone else. Against the
Mhm.
Grain on TikTok, she's amazing about card prices. She's always looking at MTG stocks to see what's going up, what's down,
Uh,
all that stuff. So if you need someone to follow, really, really good about that stuff. But I'm terrible at that, which is why which is why I watch her because she's great at it. And I'm like, oh, this card, like I should go buy this card now because it went down like 15%. Like it's
yeah.
a good card or something, you know. So I it is hard to keep up with though because things
Mhm.
do change so quickly. Just in speaking of things changing, the Avatar set, the peek behind the curtain. This is before the Avatar set officially comes out, but we've gotten the peak of the cards.
Yeah.
Dockside Extortionist is got reprinted.
Mm.
So talking about bans, unbans, they've talked about not doing any bans this year. Do you have
Yeah.
any unbans that you'd be in support of from what's currently on the banned list?
So me personally, I mean, I'd love to have Jeweled Lotus and Mana Crypt back because that really set my correct deck like at the level of CDH. It's a little
Yeah.
slower now, but I was able to turn 1-2 win with that in there. But me personally, with bands, I feel like, especially now, there's so much interaction. Like, there's a way around everything. Before, it's like people had stuff, and it's like, oh, it's indestructible. This can't be destroyed, whatever. We have tons of exile stuff now. You get around, there's almost something you can get around of everything. If someone doesn't like it, it's like, okay, well, I hate to say it, but it's like you could play more interaction. Like, if they're on the colors, even black. I looked it up. There's black counter spells. So, like, I have no excuse now. Like, before, it's like, oh, I'm playing black. I can't counter anything. But there's a couple black counter spell cards. So it's like, there's a little bit of removal in everything to interact and kind of help. But yeah, that's just me personally. I'm not a huge fan of bans. I think if you have the card, play the card. Yeah,
Do you have one in particular though that you're like, I think this should come off like today?
probably Mana Crypt. I
Okay.
really missed that one. It really
Sure.
sped up my
Sure.
decks. So
Do you have one or any that you're like, I this should never come off the ban list? I know you're like staunchly like cool with
yeah,
ban lists, but like this should never come off the ban list because ABC.
I don't think so. I don't think there's one that really sticks out to like be like this should never come off. Actually, no, I take that back. Kind of Nadu. It's kind of busted. But
That's the
so
one I was thinking of.
I was just thinking about it because I did play Cassius against Nadu one time, and I was like, dude, that deck's so busted. But
Yeah.
it's really good. And then at the same time, if you remove Nadu, it stops the game. It stops that
Yeah.
person's game plan. So like
Yeah.
you go back to interaction, just counter it or destroy it, something.
But it is a very fine line with Nadu where either the game is going smoothly or one person has a 45-minute turn.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely.
And that can make it tough. So I will say, like, I agree. I think Nadu should probably stay banned, but that's also because they messed up the QA stuff. So
Yeah, yeah.
that's a whole separate conversation. If they were to whole errata Nadu to be what they originally had it as,
Mhm.
then probably fine. But the way it's written right now, let me also ask you this about bans. When you say you don't think there should be bans, are you talking about solely for Commander or across any format?
So I could see him maybe like in standard. Like that's a big thing. I know people like certain things, especially because you could have like right now VV's taken over. So
Yeah.
it's like if you have VV, it's like you're just if you're playing that, you're gonna win kind of thing. I think maybe there it's more like acceptable, I guess you can call it or say. Commander, it's real casual. I mean, there's high powered to low powered. We always ask each other, hey, what bracket are you playing or what are we playing today? What power level? I think if as long as you have that conversation, Commander should have just all cards open. You play whatever you want because we have that conversation. If you say, "Oh, I want to play high powered," and someone comes out with Nadu, it's like, okay, well, you said high power, you're expecting it. Like, you do the same things. I mean, I have Sephiroth, and that's high powered, and it could do the same thing almost. It's a 3 card combo deck. So I get those 3 cards by turn 3, then I just win also. And it's hard to interact with, especially once you get an emblem. So it's like it's just different. If you have a rule 0 conversation, I think all cards should just be unbanned for commander.
And I will preface, at least for my part in Ballistic, you can agree with this or not. When we
Mhm.
when we say that, I'm not saying do not play conspiracy cards, do not play anti cards, do not play those cards that no one in the world should be playing because at this point they're
Mhm.
not acceptable cards. I don't know.
Mhm.
I'm assuming you agree with that, but
Yeah.
like anti's not a thing, so don't try to get people to play anti.
Yeah, dude.
conspiracy is highly confusing, so don't,
Yeah,
don't like conspiracy.
yeah. No,
It's
there's some stuff like that. I'm the same way. It's like no one understands what that means. Like
yeah,
even now, I mean, as far as what is it? I mean, there's times when people play horsemanship stuff. People are like, what is that? And it's like, okay, that's just pretty much it's unblockable. Okay, like
yeah,
those are
yeah.
playing horsemanship.
It has a shadow essentially, but it
Y-
can block you.
Pretty, yes, exactly, pretty much.
Yeah, I agree. I do think it's interesting, right? Because I've started dipping my toe into C, and
Okay,
I can
nice.
see why people are like, I wish this card was back in because the games would be
Hmm.
a lot faster than what they are. I mean, they're still ending in
Yeah.
like 4 to 5 turns, but
Hmm.
they'd be even faster, right? So I
Yeah.
understand that. But there are other cards on here that I'm just like why is Silver and Primordial still on the ban list? Why is like the Moxes? Because I mean, like they're good. Like don't get me wrong, but they're
Yes.
like, what's the biggest difference between all of those and the Moxes that are already out there, right? Like
Pretty
Diamond is
much.
still
Yeah.
legal, right? So like Lutri is a little bit of a different story just
Mhm.
because the companion thing is already kind of stupid as to how they did that, right?
Uh-huh.
I guess if you just don't play Lutri as a companion, but we don't want need to get into like don't play this card as a companion ban list and don't play this as a commander ban list because then it just gets way too complicated.
Yeah.
But
No, there is
I'm
things like that. I feel the same way about.
yeah, but they also reprinted Gristlebrand in
Yeah,
a
they
slot, right?
do.
And that's not unbanned. So I do you think that them reprinting Dockside is tipping their hand, or do you think it's just it was a flavorful thing that made sense?
I think it was a flavorful thing, honestly. Yeah, because like you said, they don't plan on doing any unbans unless there's some random rebrand like unbanning.
Yeah,
I don't see it coming off anytime soon. They're pretty strict of what it was. I mean, Dockside is a low mana cost and it's super busted.
yeah,
But like you said, when it comes to like when you play in CDH, that's what you expect. I have noticed
yeah,
that in CDH it has turned down. Like before, it was consistently you're playing CDH, turn 2-3 wins, and that was just what it was. That was the format.
yeah,
And now you're seeing more average of 4-5 turn wins.
yeah.
So, but yeah,
Which isn't inherently a bad thing, but it's different. It's
mm-mm.
definitely different, right?
Yeah.
One here, let me tell you one card I think, and I want to see your opinion. I know you said don't unban anything, but this card specifically, I think should be unbanned.
I think so too. I like Hole Breacher, and
Yeah, okay.
actually,
I'm glad
like,
someone agrees with me.
yeah. So I forgot it was banned, and I went to my LGS, and it was a bulk box, and I'm reading the card. I forgot what deck I was building, and I was like, dude, this card's busted. I was like,
Hmm.
what? I was like, why is it in the bulk box? Why is no one buying it? So I bought like 3 copies of it, and then I went to my brother because I kept thinking of what's the other one? Hullbreaker Horror.
Hullbreaker Horror, yeah.
And that's the one I was like, oh, that one's banned. Like that's I don't know why it stuck in my head that that was the banned one and this one wasn't. And I was like, dude, I showed him the card, Whole Breacher, and I was like, dude, why is no one playing this? He was like, because it's banned. And I was like, no, it's not. It's the other one. And then I looked it up, and of course, it was this one. I was like, makes sense now. It is really
Yeah.
busted. So,
It is very however, considering how power creep
Mhm.
has gone freaking nuts recently, just like what the one card I always point to for power creep being insane is a dragon sniper from Tarkir, where it's a 1 green 1/1 that has reach, vigilance, and death touch.
Yeah,
For
yep,
one, like come on.
yeah.
So a whole breaker or whole breacher is not that bad in comparison.
No,
Also,
it's
I always get the two confused because the names are way too close.
yeah, no, it's super close. And yeah, going to a whole breacher. I mean, there's still stuff that does the same thing essentially. Like either you're drawing, maybe it's not treasures, but you're drawing cards, dealing damage. I mean, for instance, we have Orcish Bowmaster. It's
Yeah,
almost the same thing. It has flash and you're doing damage. To me, that's almost worse because that's speeding up the game a lot more. And you're making a token off of it too that your army's just growing that you're just going to one shot someone with.
yeah,
Whole breacher, you're just making treasures, you know?
yeah,
Like, yeah, you can do
Eh,
busted things with treasures, but at
yeah.
least you can
And there
still destroy treasures also.
exactly, and you can even pain treasures with that. I know you said you weren't huge on Bloomburrow, but that one card from Bloomburrow that every time you crack a treasure, you get 2 poison counters. Like
Yeah, yeah.
like
Poison counters.
there's treasure hate. There's
Oh
plenty
yeah.
of it. I
Yep.
I I'm glad I'm not the only one who thinks Hull Breacher should be unbanned. It's
Yeah.
good. But
Hmm.
it's not a legendary,
Yeah.
and it's just really funny to me because why can we have agent and we can have Spore Master,
Yeah,
Orcish Bowmaster, but we can't have Hull Breacher. Like, come on.
yeah. And
And
yeah, going to
and
another card on the list, that's almost like Primeval Titan. It's the same way. It's a
yeah,
6 drop, and it's like it's really just doing what green does anyways. Like
yeah. And it's
even
not like you can
without
have multiples in it.
that's crazy.
You
Yeah.
can't have multiples in your deck anyway. So like just
Hmm.
yeah, prime time. If you're talking about modern and you're like, oh, maybe they should ban prime time, I still don't agree. I play modern, so like
Okay.
I see Titan Amulet all the time. I don't think it should
Yeah.
be banned. I just think that it is what it is. And prime time in today's day and age, not nearly as good as it was back when it was originally printed.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. Some of these cards, like yes, I get back in the day, that's what we had, and that was the powerful card at the time.
Yeah,
But with the power creep that's been going on, like with Magic now, it's like there's stuff that's either better or definitely better, and it costs less. That's the thing.
yeah.
Like now you're doing the same thing for 4 mana instead of 6 or
Yeah,
whatever.
like they did an effective reprint of Recurring Nightmare.
Yeah, I
Like
see
I
that.
know I know you have to have energy for it, but still,
Hmm.
like it's essentially the same thing. So
Yeah,
I I get I understand where you're coming from. That there are a few cards I'm like maybe, but for the most part, yeah, as
yeah,
long as you're having the conversations, and that's the most important part is having the conversation saying this is what I want to play, and then you're playing those cards and you know what to expect. But if you're like, I want to play bracket three, and then you're pulling up with every Mox and Emrakul and all that,
yeah.
maybe reassess what you're talking about here.
Yeah, definitely. That's a little different. That goes back to like back in the day when we had just power levels. You're like, oh, it's a power 7. Like you could have anything in there. You don't know what it is. But yeah, if
Exactly.
you have the rule 0 conversation and you say 3, it's like, okay, expect a little bit quick stuff, but it's not overly powered. It's not a 4-5. Like especially when people play bracket 4, I expect it to be pretty close to CDH. So I'm like, okay, bracket 3 is more of a casual. I really like bracket 3. I built actually
Same.
my first bracket. It's not even bracket 3, it's bracket 2. Like I was surprised. It was really hard for
Ooh,
me to make. But yeah, I made a bracket 2 snake deck.
nice.
Um, so yeah, so that's actually really fun and it's just nice to play with everyone. It's not super overpowered, but it's able to keep up with these new high-powered precons, regular decks that people build,
Yeah.
and it's kind of just themey. I just try to throw all snakes in it. So,
I love that. I think that's fantastic, and I think everyone should have, other than one, because one is very hard to build. I think one is harder to
oh,
build than five, right?
yeah, yeah, hundred
Just
percent.
because it has to be such a bad deck to be a one.
Yeah,
But I think everyone should have a deck for each level, and don't just say my precon is a two because precons today are ridiculous.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah, there's some
ridiculous.
precons and it's like it keeps up with bracket 4 decks, no problem. Like
Yeah,
obviously you have like the mana base is a little slower,
yeah,
but if they get past that mana base or they just happen to pull the right stuff, there's definitely hype. I mean, even Hearthhold straight off the box, I
yeah,
played it and busted. Super
yeah.
powerful. So
Titus.
really,
Titus
yeah,
has the infinite
yeah,
combo in it.
yeah, yeah. So things
Like
like that, it's like it's high powered.
my wife's cousin,
Mm.
they play Magic, and he has a slightly changed the energy precon from MH3.
Oh yeah.
I think it was Jeskai. I can't remember if it was Jeskai or
Mhm.
not. But he made some change. He added like some Eldrazi, and the Eldrazi literally didn't matter. It was all the energy that he made it so that he could have infinite combos. And I think those cards were already in the deck.
Yeah, yeah,
So like
they pretty much came in there.
yeah, so like the precons are way strong. I'm glad they changed the bracket system a little
Mm.
bit to not just say twos or precons because no, not anymore.
No, no, that's
Definitely not. No,
like,
I've outright built twos, and most precons are
mm,
way better.
oh yeah,
Way-
no, definitely it is. Like I was saying with the precons nowadays, you change your mana base and that's it. Just take out your tap lands, add faster mana, and you have a bracket 4, no problem.
yes, exactly, exactly. So, Ballistic, I've been having a really good time talking to you. I appreciate your time here. I have usually at the end of the show I do a little bit of a few questions. They're the second to the first question, the hardest question that I'm going to ask you the whole time. I don't even know if you remember what the first question was, but it was like tell us about yourself. Not even a
Uh,
question technically, but
yeah,
I'm going to ask you a few questions. I'll give you a few examples, and then you just let us know what you think here. Okay?
yeah, definitely.
All right. So first and foremost, this one actually is hard. What is your favorite card in Magic?
Oh yeah, that's hard.
Yeah. So
Um,
my favorite card is, in all complete honesty, my favorite card is Elixir of Immortality. But that's because it's a one drop. By this point, if you listen to the podcast, you've heard me say this enough times, but it's a one drop, tap two, tap it. You shuffle in your graveyard and Elixir of Mortality into your library, gain 5 life.
mhm.
Anytime I can save my graveyard, it has almost always helped me either win the game or at least stay in the game long enough to find a way to try.
Yeah.
So that's mine. How about you?
I would have to say my favorite card. I throw it in all my decks almost. It's Braids, Arisen Nightmare. That's probably hands down my favorite card. Like I love Crick, but Braids, it goes in all my decks. I think almost every one of my decks has Braids in it. Like
That's
it's just a
awesome.
it's a great value piece. It's a great
Yep.
commander. You're dealing damage. You're getting rid of other people's board states if they sacrifice things, and you're drawing cards. Like it's
And
you can't ask for more.
and oddly inexpensive for what it does.
Yeah, for a 3 drop, it's too good.
And not even just like it's a 3 drop. It's like $5.
Yeah, no, it's really cheap. It's been
Like
reprinted. Well, not reprinted a lot, but like it's
it had a lot of
surprising.
printings when it came out.
Yeah.
It had a lot
Hmm.
of printings, so it made it a lot easier. That is a really card. Would you also say that that's the card you play most often?
Probably, yeah. If I
Probably.
have it, I will drop it down on the board every time. Yeah. I've been
That's
actually
amazing.
upgrading my braids deck, so it's gonna be
That's
really
awesome.
good.
I love that. What is the deck that you would say is your favorite all time? Like whether you still have it today or it's no longer in commission. What is the favorite deck that you've played all time?
All the time since I've played, probably Crick. I just love how it is. If you're going for more recently,
Sure.
Hope Esthine. I love Hope
Mm.
Esthine. I built it. It was my first non-black deck that has no black in it at all. It's just white blue.
Oh, that's right.
Um,
I looked at that deck with you. That's right.
I love that deck. I built it, and at first I tried building it just straight mill, adding every mill blue card, and it didn't function right. So I went more life gain and just like doing what the commander wants to do, and it's an absolute powerhouse. I love it. I never thought I'd love a deck that didn't have black in the identity. I love that deck.
Yeah, it's like the flip side of the coin of black, right? It's you're gaining
Yeah,
you're gaining life to hurt your opponents as
yeah,
opposed to losing life to hurt them. You're gaining the life because you want stuff in their graveyards.
yep. And like Mill's such a hard command, like a hard thing to
Mechanic.
play. Yeah, mechanic. Because it gets so much hate. When you start, obviously, people
Mhm.
want to draw their cards, they want to play their cards. And when you start milling them and they can't do that, you become target public enemy number one.
Yeah.
And so your life total goes down really fast. And with hope, I'm just getting so much life. It's like I'm fine with it. I'm using it as a resource. So I'm not
Yeah.
blocking with my creatures because I don't want them to die. So I'm just taking the
Exactly.
damage, then I just gain it back next turn. And
Mhm, mhm.
people do not like it.
What we've noticed is I don't know if this is you saying that people basically just hate how you play Magic, or
Yeah,
people just hate when other people play Magic against them because it just feels like they don't like any mechanic that people play against them.
yeah, that too. I mean, I guess once you get to a certain level of deck building and stuff, like you
Yeah.
find ways, you find the synergy, and that's the thing. And a lot of people, like I tried telling them, yes, you could dump all the good cards in your deck, but you need synergy still. You need card draw. You need to make sure you have your mana down. Some people they play really low mana bases. I did that at first because I was so used to Crick, so I had 32 basics in there and stuff. And I was like, okay, that's fine. Like that's average. Like it does good, but I'm paying life with Crick. Now I average about 37 lands in every one of my decks, no matter what the power level is.
It's smart. I mean, you do
Yeah.
outside of card draw, having mana is the most powerful thing you can
Mhm.
have in Magic, right?
Yeah.
Because how can you play your stuff if you don't have mana? So I actually agree. Put more mana in your and Moroks. Put more ramp, all that stuff in your decks, people. Um,
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, I wholeheartedly agree with that. Now, one more question, or a couple more questions, but one question that I think is one of the ones that people have a little bit tough time with. What card should people play more often, in your opinion? Like, I think people should play, again, Elixir of Mortality, again, because it saves your graveyard, gives you life, those kind of things.
Yeah.
And it almost always makes sure that you have cards in your deck to go against the mill decks that people tend to have.
Yeah. I'm not sure if it's a certain card,
It could
But
be a certain mechanic or a certain type.
yeah, I think just card draw. Play more card draw, and you'll see
Mhm,
your deck perform a lot better than what maybe you think it is. Like I said,
mhm.
you might put all these good cards in there that do stuff really well, still synergizes, but if you're only drawing one card a turn, it's really hard to turn on your engine so quick. So I think if you just play more card draw, it definitely speeds up your deck. You see more of it. The more of your deck you see, obviously the better it's going to perform. So I
Right.
think people should definitely do more card draw. Card
And
draw
there's
win.
definitely enough card draw in every color now
Yeah, yeah,
that there's
everything.
no. Yeah, and even I mean, play Mind's Desire or not Mind's Desire, Mind's Eye. Like you'll probably have the mana to be able to draw more cards, and that's always nice too. So
Yeah,
because I
definitely.
agree, card draw is huge. And then one more question for you: as it comes to Magic, as it comes to yourself, as it comes to the community, what hopes do you have for the future as it comes to those things?
As a community, I just hope it continues to grow how it is. I really like the direction it's going. Like I might not always see eye to eye with all these secret layers or the universe beyond stuff, but I do think it's good for the community and the growth of it. So I hope it still does that. I just hope it doesn't get too carried away. Like before we know it, we're just a full Fortnite game now, and all it is Universe Beyond. I think it could almost go back to where we have 2 to 3 universes beyond a year and a whole bunch of other in-universe sets. I think we could still go in-universe, return to different planes, keep Magic what it is, and still bring in new people with big IPs, like Spider-Man, Final Fantasy, things like that. So, and then for myself, I just want to continue to, be here for the community. Always do there, try to make people laugh, make people smile, and yeah, try to go to as many conventions as I can, see people.
Awesome. And there's the one coming up in Vegas and way later than usual.
Yes. So I have a theory about that actually, if you guys want to hear it quick.
Yes, please, please, please.
So Vegas or the first MagicCon usually is around February-ish
Hmm.
because that's when it starts, February, March, and stuff like that. We're
Yeah.
getting all this Star Trek, things like that, obviously these really big IPs to get people in. Well, Magic, and usually Vegas is like the second one of the year. It's always the biggest one. It's in the middle around summertime. Like the last couple years, it's always been that time. They're having it in May, and May, what is it? Third, I think. May's first, second, third. It's the very beginning of May. And I think they're gonna release some sort of Star Wars thing, or at least announce it. I'm a Star Wars guy also. And
Okay.
obviously we can't have a con on Monday, which is May the 4th, but it's right before the weekend right before May the 4th, and that's a big holiday for us Star Wars nerds. I'm hoping they release something like that. What better place to do it than in Vegas, one of the biggest cons every year, is release a Star Wars announcement.
You heard it here first. If that happens,
Yeah.
you know, go find Ballistic for
Yeah.
lottery numbers after
Yeah,
that, for your
right.
horoscope, all that stuff.
Honestly, yep.
If that happens, I'm just gonna be like, look, I trust whatever you say as it comes to Magic. Like
Yeah.
that's
No.
but it's a good theory. There's like
Yeah.
there's some lines there that make sense.
Mhm.
So I appreciate that, and I appreciate this whole conversation that we've gotten to have, Ballistic. This has been such a pleasure getting to know you as it comes to your Magic a little more, getting to know you in your journey as it comes to where you are today. I really appreciate getting this time with you today.
Yeah, thank you. It was great, man. I had an
Yeah,
amazing time. It was really
I'm
fun.
glad. Do you have anything you want to plug or anything that you want to shout out?
No, just give us a follow, the Mono Black Meanies. You could find us all on just follow Mono Black Meanies itself on IG, most social medias, and you'll find all of us on there. We're all tagged in there somewhere. You can follow me, Ballistic underscore MTG, all social medias across the platforms. Yeah, if you guys need playmats, anything, you can find that in my Linktree stuff. So just give back a little bit, try to help people save money where they can.
Yeah, that's awesome. And if you're not already following Ballistic, please do. Ballistic's a great guy, a great follow, really funny, really entertaining. And when again, like you said earlier, if you see him at a con, especially when he's eating food, stop him. No, I'm just joking. Don't
Yes,
want
100%. Yeah. I mean,
to.
we could have lunch together that too. Like
There
even
you
if
go.
I'm
There you
eating
go.
food, you see me, grab some food, come sit by me. We could talk while we eat. I'm totally fine
Perfect.
with that. I love it. I'll talk
Perfect.
magic all day, any day.
Just let his food be hot while he's eating it. That's all I
Yeah,
ask. That's all
yeah,
I ask.
just a little
But
bit.
Yeah. But Ballistic, again, thank you so much. We really appreciate your time. Everyone, thank you so much for listening today. And remember, when despair tries to win, counter with hope. Have a great one.